Well, it's back to more serious matters now. Those Wikileaks revelations showing that US diplomats in London thinking Britain was paranoid about its relationship with America. Joining us now, Dr. James Boyes, who's Assistant Professor of International Political Studies at the American University in Richmond. Good morning.
Good morning, Mark.
Thanks for coming in. Does it actually tell us, though, more about Washington than it does about London, that they think we're paranoid?
Well, it's kind of interesting because what these Wikileaks sources are revealing is they're sort of confirming a lot of previously believed ideas. You might remember before David Cameron went to Washington earlier in the year, these reports were already coming out that the Americans were sort of phrasing these sort of ideas. So what we're seeing is concrete proof of what perhaps our darkest held fears were about the special relationship.
Yeah, and, you know, we had fairly direct speeches from Obama very early on in the presidency talking about the focus on the Pacific and the Asia region, and that was where, you know, US interests were. So, I mean, one can perhaps expect London and other Western European capitals to start thinking, you know, is the focus changing here?
Well, this is true, but this also happened under Bill Clinton when he came in 1992. He talked about having a new focus. America, of course, is a Pacific power as well as an Atlantic power, which we tend to forget. But Obama, of course, doesn't have this personal heritage here in Europe that so many American presidents have had. He is a Pacific president, if you will, in terms of heritage. But I think what's interesting in these documents is that it goes beyond that, I think. This isn't just about heritage, this is about tone, and there's almost like a mockery coming out. I think if these had come out when President Bush was still in office, they would be dismissed as the ramblings of a sort of a far-right cabal and a very sort of pro-American xenophobic perspective. And the fact that they've come out under Obama, I think, might give some people cause to wonder how much has really changed under President Obama.
So, I mean, is it, you know, a paranoid US administration then? Have they actually used the term but in the wrong sense?
It does make one wonder. I think that what is interesting here is how much damage this is all going to do for Obama. His numbers are plummeting at home. This is going to do him no favours whatsoever overseas, and he risks going from this generation's JFK to this generation's Jimmy Carter at this rate if he's not careful.
Yeah, and what about the various claims being made, at least on the internet, that maybe the US is after Julian Assange and WikiLeaks, and that all the sort of difficulties of the website, etc., is black ops by the US?
It's entirely possible. I mean, the idea that all of a sudden you can no longer access www.wikileaks.org.com, whatever it was, is indications of something. And the fact that their web hoster, I think, has been forced to distance itself from that, you know, that could be very easily done by the American government without any great difficulty, I would have thought.
Yeah, but obviously if the trail gets back to the White House, then it could be fairly damaging in itself. James, thanks very much indeed for coming in.
You're welcome.
Good to speak to you.